I didn't want to catch that first sip on camera. Like, ooh, I'll be right back.
No. Hey.
What's up,
I
y'all?
gotta jump. I'll be back, y'all. I'll be back.
Good morning, and welcome to another edition of
y'all.
Brothers of Legacy.
Okay.
Whew. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. We got several things we want to talk about today. Blessings, Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl. Cheryl first today?
Yeah, she's first today. Beat Deborah. Good morning. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. Make sure you share. Sorry, 1 second.
She beat her by the hair on her skin.
Right. Oh, okay. Sorry, just got a message. All right, so listen, make sure you share. Sharing is caring. You know, of course, what we're going to talk about, but it's not the only thing we're going to talk about. As well as we're going to talk about, good morning, Cheryl, sports car lady in the building. Good morning, Lisa. Hey, Mama McCory, greetings. Thank you for rocking with us. It's just me for a moment. Everybody just had to handle some business. But listen, this is going to be an awesome conversation because we got some other stuff we're going to share concerning our voting habits and the things that we see and the things that we perceive. All right, so stay tuned. Keep rocking with us. Listen, this is going to be a great show. This one, and we're going to be rolling into some topics we're going to be talking about next week as well. So hang tight. Hold on. Let's get into it.
But don't be the meal. Remember when you said that? Yeah, don't be the meal.
Experience is the best teacher, but truth is the Holy Spirit is the best teacher.
If you can find the straightest path to the queen that you're supposed to be with, I believe in, and she finds her straightest path to you, then I think it gets away from all those, the skeletons in the closet.
We aim for the wrong things.
Right.
We aim to make our children a good husband. We aim to make our children good wives or successful businessmen or whatever. Right. The aim is wrong.
Trending is not happening without curiosity. So what's driving curiosity? You understand? People that are successful, people that are effective in life are people with priorities.
Infamous words of our famous Pastor Brian, or soon to be famous Pastor Brian.
The famous
priorities. Look, I want to say good morning, everybody. I didn't get to say good morning to folks because I was handling my son here. But good morning, First Lady. I'm sorry, Mama McCory.
Yes.
Sports car lady.
Yes,
Lisa, Deborah, and Cheryl. Good morning to you and everybody else who is watching. If this is your first time in the building. Make sure you put in your first time.
Yes, first time name. Where you from? We like to know these things.
Where you roll from? Hey.
All right, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So
deaf.
Yes. So
free. Yeah.
So the first thing, the debate and then some. We've all watched the debate. So my question, right? And I've asked this before, and I want everybody's opinion, on this. Does it?
If personality is the first time.
Hey,
Ebbs. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Sister from Vegas. I'm
gonna need you to be on the other side, sir. I need you in this screen.
Yeah, Dwayne be killing me, man. But I think he's taking care
no,
of.
I know you got.
Yeah.
I know. We all know
get in here though. But if you can take 30 seconds to come, you can be in here. We love you, man, for real.
So it was interesting last night. Let's see. Did y'all see Revenge of the Flies? Yes, I took a picture. I meant to put that up.
I did too. I was sitting there watching Melissa standing behind me. I said, "Babe, is that a fly?" I got my phone up, and
the picture I posted. That was the one I got because he was up there for a while. I was like, "Hey, move yet? Let me get the phone." Yeah,
4 minutes.
4 minutes. I know. So it was interesting. A lot was said. The thing I want to kind of talk about, does the debate have any swaying power? And I spoke about this early in the week. do you feel like it makes a difference?
Um,
Or are most people just kind of set in their mind on who they already like, and it doesn't matter what they say, they got.
well, let me tell you my opinion about that. I think that this particular debate doesn't sway nobody. You know,
Right.
I was reading one of my homeboys, Jay Hamilton, who
Yes.
interviewed on the Buzz Talk, has some great, interesting points about undecided voters and all that good stuff. For me, the debate was kind of bland.
Yeah.
It could have been a lot. It could have been more robust, I guess. But Kamala showed her auntie side, and she was like, "Vice President, I'm speaking.
Right.
Say something else. I'm speaking." And so
Right.
she showed that side of her. In this case, because with the world as society as it is,
Right.
this debate really didn't mean anything to
Right.
because they both dodged questions. They both, but I think Kamala was more cool under pressure
Oh yeah.
because it's like that's how you talk to power. You kind of have to not belittle them, but just this is you had your forum, this is my forum. Now we're gonna have a debate about it. Sports calling does that matter? They were already set on my choice 50-50. Yeah, so Vice President, this one,
Right.
I don't think it means a lot. Because you still got undecided voters out there, and the Vice President debate should sway the undecided voters. But like Jay Hamilton said in his post last night, undecided voters are just Trump supporters who are afraid to say they're Trump supporters. That's all that is. That's all it is. I don't know though.
I mean, it's a possibility, that they may be stuck in their head with past records and things of that nature. Possibility, and I mean, for the most part, it seems like in this race, it's pretty clear cut.
Yeah.
On where your mindset is at and who you're going to choose.
Yeah. Who you rolling
with?
Like
What's his name? Pence kept trying to push the whole you're going to be raising taxes at the beginning of the year.
It was not what she said.
He was stuck on that.
Yeah.
While at the same time not answering, getting rid of what's your plan to keep the pre-existing conditions from affecting the health insurance. He didn't answer that question.
Dodge that question.
So I don't.
No, I mean, they were playing.
So I don't know. And then of course the question about are you gonna leave peacefully?
Man, look, I'm telling y'all. That
was interesting as well.
This dude is going to show, and I'm telling you, Trump and Pence, you're gonna have to pull the U-Haul in the back. I'm telling you.
I'm gonna be the one to say I don't think so.
You think he's gonna transfer easy?
I think it's just gonna be like everybody else. He's gonna say more. He might, drop a lot more hate, than normal.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be just the transition.
I think he's gonna cause a ruckus. And I think because he's gonna
fight. I think
he's gonna fight it. Yeah, he's gonna cause a ruckus.
He's gonna fight it, but I think he's just I think he's just gonna go. He's gonna go. He's gonna talk junk. He's gonna try to crash the political system, but
for sure,
he's just gonna go.
He's gonna be the first presidential squatter. You kind of hope not, but that's kind of what it sounds like he's gonna do.
So Sports Colleague said I was so embarrassed for Pence I did not see the fight in him. I think me and Sam was talking, it's like we felt bad for Pence because he had to defend some of the things the dude said, and you can almost see in his face like, oh man, okay,
yeah.
It's
bad,
right? Because normally, normal times it's never that bad. It's always like a law, a bill, something, that you can kind of do a good dance. You ready for? But him, it's just like, he did say that, didn't he? So let me see.
I mean, and the thing of it, Pence, don't get me wrong. I mean, he held it together for as long as much as he could.
He's a seasoned politician.
Yeah, he had a good political jab when he told Kamala you're entitled to your own opinion, not to your own facts.
Right.
And I was like, "Ooh, that was good." And she had to say, "Yeah, that was a good line."
Yeah,
Good line.
he did. He gave him props a couple times. Oh, that was good.
That was good.
Then, that was one of the moments she was like, "Ooh, that was me."
That was kind of tight. Oh my goodness, that did sting a little bit. Like, what's going on? But yeah, it was very controlled. I gotta admit, I was waiting for the wheels to fall off the bus, like Trump and
Nah,
but it didn't happen.
Sam was like, Sam said to me, she's like, I don't think I ever heard Pence's voice. And I knew Pence is he's a politician.
He's a politician.
Even tone. He is great.
He had a great Ernest. He had a great commentary this morning. If y'all get a chance going over there. He was kind of funny. But yeah, it was a very controlled. What's up, Dwayne?
What's good with you?
It's good to see your face other than your words. So
I got you, bro. I got you. There you go. There you go, Donald Trump.
We ain't leaving the White House.
Good morning.
We ain't leaving. We're gonna sit right here.
Oh, he gonna be in the safe room.
Yeah, we're gonna be down in the bunker. We're gonna be down in the bunker eating pancakes. I'm telling you,
they left yet. They left yet. Hey, tell Secret Service to get them out. We don't work for you no more, sir.
Right. And right there though, like I was thinking about what's that movie? Oh, which it's like a vampire. They had like 3 movies of it. It's like a vampire movie.
Twilight?
No.
Underworld?
No. Huh? Underworld. And it was a scene when the queen was doing something and like they found out who the real king was, and she was like, "Get him!" And he was like, he said, "I ain't protecting you. I protect the office. I protect the throne."
Right.
And to me, this like even as the military, even as the cops, like I don't agree, but my job is to protect the office.
Yeah.
So that's why I feel like as much as he might want to cause a ruckus, he's gonna have to have outside help. But inside, they're gonna definitely.
Terry, I do want to address something Terry said, and not to just be combative or disagreeing, but you said you didn't think that this debate would sway anybody.
Yeah.
And sports car lady, she said
she's already said.
Yeah. So here's the thing. With me, I was an undecided voter. All I did know is that I didn't like Trump and I didn't like Biden.
Right.
And yeah, we've had conversation after conversation about one being a full-grown pig and the other one being a piglet.
Hey, actually.
So we had those conversations, but the truth of the matter is I was still unsure if I could trust the Biden administration enough to vote for them over administration that I knew exactly what they stood for. So I was on the fence. But last night I was moved. I already knew I wasn't going to vote for Trump, but she might have swayed me a little more to vote for Biden. It was because
hold on, pause that for a second.
Yeah.
Everybody was like,
because he thought it was like, what? We're waiting here with padded breath, bro.
Just as a note, I need my brothers. I need you to think TV, right? And at the moment you be like, let's go to a break.
Yeah. Where's the soundboard when you need it?
Don't like top thing.
You need the crickets.
We didn't see that come. We didn't see it coming.
No, but in all seriousness though,
go ahead.
what she did for me,
right?
She showed me what possibly could be and what would be in his ear constantly. That's what she saw. That's what she gave me, and I was pleasantly surprised. Not surprised that she was articulate, not surprised that she was smart, but I could sense the passion. I can sense when something bothered her. She showed emotion, but she did it in a manner that I'm not going to take my ball and leave the basketball court because I don't like the way we playing. Right. It's like, okay, y'all ain't going to call that, right? Just let me get my shot too then.
Yeah. I think I'm speechless, AD, and no, that's not me. But yeah, I'm speechless. Going, that's good for you, brother. But see, here's the thing: the first thing you said that was different when you said, I already knew I wasn't voting for Trump.
Right.
So in your head, you were an undecided voter.
Yes, I was.
So I think
because I was
but you just said you already knew you wasn't going.
I voted and it might be this might be an argument for many people because they would deem it a wasted vote. But I voted for independent the last two races.
I got you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So yeah, and I know it's kind of a wasted vote because they're not gonna win. And I always put that on American stupidity. Everybody in America was complaining about Trump, Clinton, but we didn't realize that we didn't have to vote Republican or we didn't have to vote Democratic if we hate both of them. But nobody's going to vote independent because that's not a party, in their minds.
Right. Pastor Mac in the back, 80. Kenny, he doesn't have his earphones. 80, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry.
All right.
I got a breaking news. Hold on, let me get Pastor.
He got the good stuff, bro. AD said, "My house is a studio, son. Don't play me, son.
Don't play with me.
I got them.
She was Ashley.
Teardrop Bluetooth.
Yeah." Ashley said I heard she was very dignified and professional. You didn't watch the debate, Ashley? What do you mean? I heard, but yes, she was very dignified and professional. That's the AKA in her. No, that's. Well, yeah, that was AKA in her. It was it had to be. This debate could not go off the rails like Trump and Biden. It just couldn't.
Oh, I figured I knew it wouldn't. I know.
Yeah, because Mike wouldn't debate though.
That's cool. I'm gonna say my line. I'm gonna say my last.
I love you, Ashley.
Blessings, wifey 05.
Morning.
What's going on? You about to go for a ride almost.
You better get it now. 2 more weeks and it's gonna be wintertime.
So long as the road's clear, that's all about you need.
There is no down season for real riders, man.
Hey, tell him as long as there ain't no ice on the road, we good, ain't we, Pastor?
Yeah. Seriously.
Good morning.
We should.
And I've slid on the road before.
You forgot, Ashley. You forgot. How you forget? Oh, so it says Trump says he won't participate in next debate after commission announces it will be virtual.
Look, me and my wife just laughed about that as she walked in the door. He's really pissed that the commission changed the format after he's contracted corona and needs to be quarantined and social distancing. Right. But I want to beat Joe down face to face so I can spit on him so he can get a little bit of this corona. That's why I ain't want to do it virtually.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
That's what it is though.
Wait,
man, you
he said corona. He was not participating.
Yeah.
Read that again.
CNN says CNN, but you got to remember
that's what he said.
CNN said this. So
it was about 12 minutes ago when he read it out. He said they changed the format. I beat Joe the first time. I really beat him. I beat him bad. It wasn't even close. So I'm not gonna do any virtual debate. That is not. Hold on.
Dwayne, how big was the win? How big was the win?
The win was it was magnanimous. It was huge.
Magnanimous.
It was huge.
Magnanimous.
It was huge. But we had a huge,
really big win. It was huge.
Really big.
The best win that anyone had ever seen before.
And then after that, I'm telling you guys, it was amazing because the vice president, he went out and he destroyed Kamala Harris last night. It wasn't even close. We'll see you at the polls. Thank you. We're not leaving America. We're here. Make America great.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
surprisingly good.
Yeah.
We got to get to
I should say that was eerily good.
yeah, it was really eerily. It was.
What up, Cole?
Inauguration.
Oh God, right. Like,
That's a petty comment, Cole. You know you love that. But it was terrible. Well, I gotta be honest with you guys. I watched it the first 20 minutes. They were losing me. They really were. I guess because like I said, my mind was set to the chaos that was Trump and Biden. So 20 minutes into their debate, it's like, oh, with much respect and this and that. They're talking all slow. It was kind of, I mean, it really took me. You know, I was like, okay, they losing me. I think I sent AD a picture last night of Homer drowning in the water. The current is too strong. You know, he was, so the first 20 minutes or so, and then they got spicy, you know, down the road. That's why you have to hold on to stuff. You can't let it go right away.
Right.
you know, like I said, Pence is seasoned, you know, so he got to come in with the niceties, try to smooth, make me feel like it's gonna be okay. I'm not gonna say anything too bad.
Yeah.
It's okay. I respect who you are, expect where you're at, expect your people. I expect you. I respect everything, you know, and then, no, he didn't say that. That's my words.
My word.
That's my words.
So you was about to get a hold on, nigga.
You changed it up quick. What? My bad.
Oh man. Nah,
the use of the N-word was not condoned in any way, shape, or form by the Brother of the Legacy. I apologize to our viewers, our fans, and supporters.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, he did talk because he was, for a minute, he was kind of losing me, you know. But like I said, it's typical political debate. You know, he's going to go over the time, and about three, Mr. Vice Presidents, Mr. Vice President.
4 or 5.
What's that dude that don't play when he hosts the debates? I can't remember his name. He's a brother, I think.
It should have got Samuel L. Jackson, the moderator.
Look, all I'm saying is I got so tired of hearing Mr. Vice President, Mr. Vice President, Mr. Vice. Look,
that's annoying.
I knew eventually the Trump administration was going to show up. I just didn't know. See, he did it differently. He did the same thing, but he did it differently.
Yeah.
Trump talked down condescendingly and everything else. He just calmly and under this administration, and I'm not. I hear you say, Mr. Vice President, but it's not going to persuade me or.
Yes, Lester Holt.
Lester, yes. Yeah. They needed Lester last night.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. Okay, Lester.
He would have hurt. Pence would have been. I'm the Vice President of the United States. I don't care. I'm the moderator of this show. Shut your mouth, sir.
This stuff's made New York City. But Lester Holt or Samuel L. Jackson is the next moderator for whatever debate. I don't care.
No, we don't need. Yes, they deserve to die, and I hope they burn in hell.
Not that Samuel L. Jackson. Shaft Samuel L. Jackson. Or what are you playing with John Travolta? What was that?
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction? Oh,
yeah, that's
worse.
Say it again.
That's the same one.
No, it ain't.
Yeah, it is. A Time to Kill and Pulp Fiction is the same Samuel L. Jackson.
It's the same person.
The same character.
No, it's
no, it's the same character.
It's their character.
Is it? Okay.
Situations, same character.
He's on the mute button. Yeah, Sean. Exactly. Somebody said that in the thing. Don't the moderator have the right to kill mics?
No.
Okay. No. They said they did bring that back. They used to. They need to bring that back.
I don't know if they ever did, but yeah, because they was talking about it.
Yeah,
bringing in a mute, but no, it's never. They've always kind of talked over each other.
Yeah, and it's crazy. But what was funny to me though is when she finally had enough, the moderator.
Oh,
it was like, okay, now Mr. Vice President, now, gee golly, you agreed.
You all agreed. You all signed the document meeting.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You could tell she was kind of in a chair, like, those are the
yeah, but boys. you know, he had a conference call with Donald Trump before that debate, and Trump told him, "You better not bow down."
Now,
you know, and I think that's what makes to Cole's point. I like what Cole said. You know, to political pundits, Pence is more dangerous than Trump. and you have to. That's a very, very deep and profound statement.
Right.
And the reason it's so profound is why is he more dangerous than Donald Trump? If you listen to Pence talk last night, you can recognize why he's so much more dangerous than Donald Trump. What could possibly be more dangerous than Donald Trump?
Right.
I asked a question to the panel.
Another question. I don't know.
And so here's the thing: Trump is a narcissist.
Yeah, but hold on. I really want to get you all.
No, I'm answering. No, I'm answering your question. That was just the intro. I was going to say, but the thing that's more dangerous than a narcissist is a calculated narcissist that knows how to manipulate things that he's been working with for years. So I believed 4 years ago that they said Trump may give us a chance, but the person we want is Pence anyway. And I believe that personally, they didn't expect Trump to make it. And he has made it. And now Pence has to sit back seat as this train ride out. But I think Pence was a candidate that they wanted from the beginning. Pence fits, he checks the good old boy system box. He checks out in the backing. I mean, historically, the moves that his state have made have been almost ultra conservative. So when you go back and look at the person, Pence is like that silent killer that the world doesn't know, but politically, he's been a monster for a little while.
Yeah.
Who was more dangerous, Bonnie or Clyde?
You know, it was Bonnie.
Right.
Clyde was flexing for Bonnie.
Yeah.
Who was in control, Bonnie or Clyde?
Right.
As a man, we all know the answer to that question.
Right. That's deep.
Clyde made Bonnie, but Bonnie was more dangerous than Clyde.
Mm-hmm.
Right. The only thing worse than a Donald Trump is the folks who follow him.
Right. Right. Right.
The only thing more dangerous than Donald Trump are the people who believe the hype.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. You bought into it.
Yeah.
Because they will do anything to prove their loyalty.
True. True. And they always go up and above. You're right.
Yeah.
I promise you, you don't want to talk about me negatively in front of my wife.
Right.
Yeah. Dude, I don't want none of that smoke.
You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who you say? You said Brian who?
You mean that one?
Right.
This one, man?
That is true. You have
So first of all,
what we ain't finna do.
yes.
Yeah. Did she have any pressure to not show emotional anger black women? Yeah, she had to. Right. Yeah.
Yes, she did. That was. But remember, I told you guys this the other day. If you watch,
by the way,
First Ladies, you'll see the message that Michelle Obama pushed about what she learned.
Yes.
When they showed her a video of herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And that's exactly what Harris was trying not to do, to come off as an angry black woman.
Right.
It's funny. I seen that video, like one of the first, before she kind of changed it up, how she was speaking.
Yeah. Remember when Michelle Obama started hitting the campaign trail, her hair was pulled back with had the little band on her head pulled back into a ball. And she was
right,
and that's how she was talking. And she was talking nice, but what they did was they took all the sound away and they just let her see herself.
Right.
And they said, "What do you see?"
Right.
Right. And the thing is, there is something to be said about that. We all have to learn how to present ourselves in public fashion.
Yeah.
Right. You don't speak in front of a crowd like you speak in your living room.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's just the reality, because presentation means everything. That's why you have training, presentation skills training. I've been to countless presentation skills training, and I thought, I've been doing this stuff since I was in the 3rd grade.
Right.
But the things that I learned and the mannerisms, body language and all that stuff, all of it matters. And so absolutely,
Definitely.
yeah, it is. It really is.
I I have a question real quick.
Which is why you wonder how in the world could Donald Trump be winning?
Yeah, because you got more people that hate than conscious folks. Anyways, I got a question for the panel real quick. Dwayne was talking about a little while ago the next being vice president and talking to the president. They both dodged the question last night about have you had a conversation with Donald and did you have a conversation with Joe about presidential disability? They both dodged that question. Why?
That's because Donald Trump is sick. Because Donald Trump is sick and Joe Biden isn't healthy.
Yeah, I mean, because the lady said, the moderator said, history's going to be made because we'll have the oldest president voted into office, regardless of who wins. In the history of the presidency, so whoever's in office could very well get the presidency if something happens to the president. And they dodged the question. I was like, why they dodge the question? So I'm sitting here, I'm yelling at my Mac. I'm like, I would just answer the question. You know, and she dodged that question. And I was like, okay.
I think
they did.
I mean, go ahead, Dwayne.
I was just gonna say, there's certain things that everybody in the world know, but some people just ain't gonna say. We can say it, they can't. If he die, I'm in office. You're gonna have the first woman black president. That's what's gonna happen. That ain't gonna go over too well for some voters. So she was kind of brilliant in not answering that. And Pence ain't want to say whether the Republican Party will be extremely happy if that happens. That's the truth, but he can't say that. But I can say it for him. They didn't really want Trump. I mean, Ted Cruz talking about his wife. He don't rock that boat so many times that Republicans will be happy if they can get a competent Republican in office and they ain't got to do nothing.
That's right. Cool. Right. But that age factor, is You're right, Terry. Neither one really answered the question. They went on to
neither one
a rebuttal or something of that nature. Yeah.
But Ephraim got a good comment though. I like that comment.
Let's put that up.
And
pass you on to something.
You wait for your boss to die.
Could be in benefit from that type of training. Or someone keep track of their record.
That was a question. I mean, I think I would have answered it. I would have been like, okay, we've had a conversation about it, and we don't have a plan B or nothing, but we have had a conversation. That's I would kind of mention it like that. How old the fly? Come on, Chris. See, we want to that.
My son called me on the phone last night from his room. Dad, yes, son. Are you watching the debate? Yes, I am. Do you see the fly? Brian, everybody sees the fly.
Stacy was like, it's so clear I can see the wings and everything.
Right, but here's the thing. Here's what's funny. If you look at it again, you will notice exactly when Kamala Harris saw the fly.
Oh, I missed that.
You're right.
She looked at him and she was like, she did her eyes, she did just like this. She said, she noticed the fly, and I said to myself, Kamala, that's really foul. You're not gonna tell that man that a fly is on his head.
Nope. You got a fly. You can go and get that.
No, sir.
My son said, Dad, you see the fly? And I said to him, I said, yeah, flies love poop.
Right. That's
what everybody kept saying to me last night.
My daughter.
It was so fitting that the fly landed on his head while he was talking.
Right.
Look, is he used to that type of behavior? Because every barbecue I done been at, when a fly is around me in my vicinity, I'm like,
you would think.
Yeah, but unless you know how much spray he had in that hair, he couldn't feel it.
He didn't even touch it. Yeah, he didn't even see it.
Look, I needed
you better believe it. Yeah.
I needed some of that when I had some of them formations in the Army when you there for an hour at attention.
Can you imagine the memes that's going to come out of this? SNL.
They already are
going to burn this up. I'm telling you this. But it was kind of funny. I'm telling you, I'm sitting here like I'm sitting right now. And I'm real back in my chair. And Melissa's standing behind me. I look. I said, baby, that fly.
Hey, look, isn't that
Not
one of
my
those?
phone.
Look, isn't that one of them
I'm telling you.
questions? Isn't that one of them questions he was avoiding and dodging at the time when the fly was there?
Probably.
See, that was a fly telling us he ain't giving y'all poop. He ain't giving
He ain't
y'all.
giving
Yeah,
nothing.
don't even worry about it. He ain't getting it to you.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
that was crazy.
Right. Right, Cole. That's what I said to my son last night. I said flies love poop. That's why I landed on his head while he was talking.
Yeah, that's what everybody
Right.
said. Yeah, flies are attracted.
he said the Biden campaign started spelling swallow.
You know what's funny? I already saw a meme that was hilarious. I mean, I should have posted it.
Oh, hey, BJ,
It was
create that shirt. That's
Because
some
you gotta
that's
have
some money.
Yeah,
Create that
that's money
shirt
right
before. Look,
he didn't answer because if you want to steal girl, like you said. They got Joe. They got not Joe. But they got Mike with the fly, and they got Kamala standing there with her hands together.
Yeah, Donald Trump would be like, "We're so great, we even make flies famous."
Yeah.
His flies
Right.
huge.
I'm telling you, millions.
yeah,
Did you see the fly? It was
the
probably
Scotch-
the smartest fly in all of America. It knew exactly where to go.
And that fly has made it well for everybody else. I'm telling you guys right now, lights out, fly swatters. They just went
He's
up
in the Oval
300%
Office now. I've given him a job. He's got a job. He's more qualified than all the people for the last 47 years. The fly is working in my cabinet now.
Can you
Yeah, that's 47.
Can you imagine talking to the Raid company, the fly spray?
No,
Okay, Raid, stand down and stand by. Yeah,
look,
okay.
Raid is now our new enemy. We will
Raid,
not
right,
be Raid and all the other. Yeah, we're banning you. The U.S. is banning you.
Like
You
TikTok.
can-
I call him Dragonfly Mike now. So that's his name.
Oh man.
Oh,
Dragonfly
man,
Mike.
they're going struggling to get this picture.
Hey, what was
It's hilarious.
Pence a childhood actor in The Fly?
Uh,
Was that him?
He might have been.
Lord
He
of
might
the
have been.
Flies?
Was he a little boy in the picture?
He was in the Lord of the Flies, wasn't he?
Lord of the Flies. No, I don't think he was in Lord of the Flies.
He probably wasn't, but
No.
I
I think he's in that. How to Train Your Dragon. I think he's in that.
how to train your fly. How to train your fly.
Lordy.
See it?
Oh, there you go. China fly.
Hey,
China
look,
fly.
look,
That's good.
look. Sit, don't move.
Silly.
Yeah.
I said,
All
I
right.
said don't move.
So let me ask you guys this. And we kind of talked about this before, and I spoke about this in the beginning. And Dwayne kind of elaborated on the persuasiveness of the possibility of debates. And do you feel like with a lot of politicians, you're already going with your mindset made up for the most part, who you wanted to vote for, and have you ever been set? Let me put it this way. Have you ever been set on one or the other? Set.
Yeah.
And something said that shifts your mind from one side to the other.
I've been there once.
Okay.
I've been there. But it was not on the presidential level.
Okay.
It's
You
been school level. Like I think somebody on the school board or something like that. When that
What
happened.
was said? They said
It was
something.
the policy when I first, because the person that was running for school board, because they don't have kids in the school and everything, and I was set one person. The person that was running, was an opponent of the person that was sitting, of course, taking the seat, but the person that was in the seat was like a friend of mine. I knew him,
Okay.
personally.
Okay.
But he was being untrue about some things, and when it came out, and the policy of the other person came out, it was, oh, really? And so once I heard the policy of the person, then that persuaded me to switch over in that particular level. Like I said, it's never been anything high in the legislature.
Marinette.
Antoinette.
Good morning.
Follow her on YouTube, y'all. If y'all haven't yet.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, she has a great channel.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anybody else?
Yeah, I was completely set the first President Obama election. There was no debate or anything else that was going to change my mind as for who I was voting for.
Why?
And it was for all the wrong reasons.
Okay.
It was simply because we got a black presidential candidate that's serious enough to actually win this and do a decent job. So when I found out he was running, no ifs, ands, and buts about who I was voting for. It was like you could have brought a camera to my house, and if you would ask me who I was voting for, I'd have looked at you like, yeah, you smoking that stuff, ain't you?
Well, you know what's interesting though? What's interesting is that works for the first time he was elected.
Bad AD commercial.
Right.
Bad ad commercial.
Right.
Ad or same thing.
Ad, yeah.
Be my commercial, but you know.
That worked for the first time Barack Obama was elected. What happened the second time? How did he win the second time?
The second time, America had to be pleased with the 4 years. Although I voted against him the second time. And the reason I voted against him the second time is the reason why there's several black Republicans right now who I think feel obligated because of a couple issues that are always brought up. And I think some of the other issues get swept to the side. And I heard Michael Bazin last night bring up one of those issues in his after show. And he was like, somebody called in, well, I don't want no babies being murdered and so that's why I'm voting for Trump. And he says something similar to you. It was a different phrase, but a similar. He was like, why is it always that abortion is the only sin that's brought up when it comes to presidential elections? He was like, there's so many other wrongdoings we see in the political process, but he was like, we don't ever bring those up. And he was like, this one carries more weight than this one. He was like, nah, if you're gonna bring the God thing, and he was like, you got to be equal. God is equal, so you got to come with more than abortion. But the second time around, I was a Christian who looked at the agenda of the Republican Party, and like most people, I weighed sin heavier than the other, unlike the Bible actually does. I looked at same-sex marriages and abortion, and that drove those two things alone probably accounted for, even though I had a knowledge of about 90% of everything the party stood for, and some of the things that I didn't agree with, those two things carried about 80 to 90% of the weight as to why I voted Republican years. And I didn't look now, the me that's grown now, I look at, okay, what about this division of this racial division that's being sparked here? What about the disparaging economics that, it benefit a lot of people, but these people over here are going to be choked out. I didn't look at it that way back then. And that's the reason why I voted against. So I'm not sure now, because I didn't go back and do research, but I'm not sure that I voted for the best person. Right. This time around, I took a step back and I'm looking at everything. Right. And so that's why I said Kamala last night, for me, she swayed me, because now I seen a part of an ingredient that I haven't really seen before. I can read, but now I'm looking into the person. I'm seeing real-time reactions. Yeah, some of this stuff was prepared, but when you're debating the vice president who was Trump pushed, it's hard to stand by what you wrote. Some of that stuff had to come off the cuff. So it gave me an opportunity to see her in a different light.
So my daughter came and asked me last night about Kamala Harris.
Okay.
And she said, Daddy, I keep seeing all the stuff on social media about how she locked up all these black men when she was a state's attorney.
Yeah.
And I said, yes, I had a problem with it also. And then I explained to my daughter, I said, but what you have to remember is that as a prosecutor, she was doing her job.
Yeah.
Right. Her job was to win cases.
Right.
And it really didn't matter what color the person was. Her job was to prosecute, to use everything in her power, everything in her repertoire to get that person convicted. That was her job.
Right.
The problem is that most of the people that were coming into the courtroom were black.
Right.
Yeah. That's not her problem.
Now, you have to look at what policies she put in place And you have to look at what she did in her spare time. What are her passions? Right. When that debate was over, I looked to see the spouses walk to the stage.
Right.
And when the spouses walk to the stage, that sends a message also. Right. Which forces you to look even deeper into the person. Now, Dwayne, what you're talking about is you were a victim of exactly what Donald Trump's entire campaign was based on when he ran the first time. Fake news. He who controls the narrative has the leverage. So when they make abortion and gay or homosexuality, when they make all of those things an issue, the challenge, the problem is most people hear that and it pushes them one way or another. But they don't go do their research. You now are more informed because you did more research. You realize, you know what, it's bigger than that. You're just making that the issue. That's what makes the most noise. And that's the problem that we have. 50 years ago, I was telling this to my wife this morning. 50 years ago, Malcolm X was in a room giving a speech, and he was talking about how police want to control the narrative. They want to make everyone in America believe that people of dark skin, that Black people are dangerous in their communities, in our communities. They want to make you believe. And once they can make you believe that, then that gives them the ability to come into our neighborhoods, come into our communities, lock us up, beat us down. Because if they make us look like criminals, if they convince the world that we're criminals, then no one will care when they're beating our heads on the streets. No one will care that they're killing us in the prisons. No one will care that they're snatching us out of our homes. And it won't matter whether you look or dress like a gangster or whether you dress like a banker. The community, the people in America, they will see you the same way once they convince America that you are a criminal. Anybody who looks like you, has the skin color that you have, is convinced that you are a criminal. They won't care how the system treats you. Now, I want you to understand, he said that 50 years ago.
Not that long.
Say that today. And it would be relevant today. So when people ask whether or not systemic racism exists in America, 50 years ago, that man said, convince everyone that Black people are criminals. And you can own them. It's relevant today. And that was said 50 years ago. And so he who controls the narrative, if the narrative about Black people is that most of them are bad, then Black people will continue to be victimized. If the narrative about abortion is what it is, that one single commentary, one single narrative can sway people one way or the other. But the problem is people will not do their own research.
It's and that kind of rolls into
60. I'm sorry, 50 is 6 years ago. My bad, Cole. Thank you.
You're good. Fake news.
At least somebody went and did the research.
And that kind of rolls into what we're going to talk about going next week. And I want Pastor to share that story that he shared with me yesterday. And it goes into implicit bias. And I've been kind of digging in, and there are like 12 different cognitive biases. There may be more, but those are the main ones that come up. And it's interesting about like one of them just is about called the anchor bias. And I'm not gonna go through them. And he just was saying the anchor bias is the first bit of information that you learn and you just stick to. This is the truth. No matter what evidence you show me, I am anchored in this bit of information as being the truth. So it's a lot of different biases. We have to be able to open our mind and see more. And I'll say, like you, Dwayne, my victimization wasn't then. It was in the Bush years. Karl Rove and his finessing with Bush, caused me to vote for him because of that one issue. And my bad. So I'm just saying that, my bad. Okay.
My
My bad,
He
Trina.
didn't mean to Ashley.
My bad, y'all.
Yeah, he didn't mean it.
So it's doing that research and understanding all of what someone stands for, and you got to have the mindset that you're not going to agree with everything on an agenda, but you got to choose those that make the most, that helps you personally and your community. And sometimes that dividing line, like I said, Karl Rove had a great marketing scheme, and he was the one that really pushed that separation, and it makes your mind stick to one issue. So I think we just have to gotta do your research and pass that spousal thing. Anybody married knows when spouses are together, if it's real, that person is real.
You mean like when Melania?
You can tell, like, oh no, that's a genuine. That's like, go ahead, babe, you did your thing. Oh yeah, let's go and just get out of here.
Like when he went to hold Melania hand, and Melania was like, "No," she snatched it away from
she
him.
doesn't. You know what? She don't even like him.
She'd be like,
wait. Before we go, listen. Hang in there, Melania. We're praying for you.
Yes,
no
we
one
are.
mentioning the fact that you've gotten COVID really at all. Because think about it. If we was back in Obama, they would talk about Michelle and stuff, but no one, it was like, oh yeah, Melania, she had COVID.
She ain't got COVID. She ain't got COVID because he too busy grabbing them other. Let me stop.
Yeah. No, I don't.
Okay. So
she might be safe though. Melania might be safe.
Yeah,
she got Stockholm syndrome anyway.
Right.
Just saying.
We see everything through our bias, and learning to sit back and see anything through other perspectives is a skill. It's a skill every leader should have. But
like
right.
I said, in leadership, man.
Nobody's Siri.
Can I say before we close? Can I tell you exactly what changed my mind about Kamala? It ain't even that changed my mind. I was just so
love it.
I was just so. Let me put some respect on her name, Senator Harris, aka Vice President candidate. Let me put some respect on her name first of all. But I was just like, man, she running with Joe. I understand Joe is a better person slightly than Trump, but it's the same thing. But here's what, she was a prosecutor. I knew she was a prosecutor, and being a former cop, I know that prosecutors prosecute whoever you bring in there, and they feel how they feel about just about everybody. If you come in there and a cop say you did this or you fought them, 9 times out of 10, they don't care who you are. They're going to believe that cop, period. Yep. It's just the way there's a bond there. And that bond between prosecutor and cop can be seen in any community.
Yeah.
If you ask an Atlanta cop, I didn't work in Atlanta. I worked in Fulton County. But if you ask an Atlanta cop or a cop in Fulton County, how do they feel about the DA in Atlanta? A lot of cops off record would have told you we don't trust him because they're a prosecutor cop faster than they're a prosecutor criminal. That was kind of like the unspoken rule in Atlanta. That's why a lot of cops didn't work in Atlanta. That's why Atlanta was probably about 20%, had 20% vacancies. Long story. And they were the most underpaid. But long story, when she started talking about her days, because he was like, well, he was like, Senator Harris, you say this about reform in the police and in law enforcement, but there were a lot of people you put away during these times. And then she was like, please let me talk. Let me defend. And then when she said it, she was like, yes, these are the things. And I started thinking, she was a prosecutor. She was doing a job. So white, black, Hispanic, whoever came into court, you going to jail. That's what I get paid to do. That's what I get paid to do. And she did it well. She was like, every one of my investigators had to have a body cam.
Right.
Every second.
We implemented that, right?
Yeah, every second they were on the clock. On the clock. And I'm just like, that's huge.
Let's get back to that.
That's meant. Look, let me tell you something. A body cam,
right?
It doesn't look good for the cop,
right?
I've had to pull my footage out.
Wow.
It make it look like you the aggressor in almost every situation. The optics of a body cam does not play well for cops. But for a DA to tell her investigative team and they do a lot more dangerous work in a lot of cases than the typical beat cop.
Wow. Okay.
You're going to wear this body cam.
Right.
When I and after the debate, I went back and I did the research, and she was absolutely right. And to see that honesty and that integrity from somebody who shouldn't care what comes before, because all her job is to prosecute cases.
Right.
And it's the grand jury job to say there's enough. And it's the police officer job to say, I believe this person, I got probable cause for this person committing the crime. So by the time it gets to her desk, she shouldn't have to weed through all the details about, does this person deserve to be here?
Right.
Does the element of the crime fit? Okay, the elements of the crime are there. I'm prosecuting, I'm putting you in jail.
Right. Right.
It gave me a different perspective when I heard her. And it was only, all I needed was a little bit.
Right.
She went way more into detail than I had to.
Right.
But when I heard that little bit, I looked at her in a different light. I was like, how can you, because initially I bought the hype. How can you be a Howard grad? How can you be friends with T'Challa? You know, how can your daddy be Jamaican American and you putting all these brothers in jail?
Right.
And then I had to put it in perspective. She was doing her job.
Right.
And she did her job well.
Right.
If you want to question somebody, question the other things in the system that put people in those positions to be where you pretty much done.
Right.
Her daddy's a Stanford
Did you all
professor.
notice that? I'm sorry, Dwayne. Did you notice that when she won her seat in the Senate, that they said first Indian American?
Right. Right.
And then when she started running with Joe Biden, they said first black woman, African American. They made sure to make her black.
What is she? What is her race?
Her father is Jamaican, who immigrated to America. Her mother is Indian, who immigrated to America. She's a naturally born American citizen to a black and brown couple.
She look black. I'm gonna call her
black. She's black.
She's of African descent, definitely.
In America.
Yeah.
And she's American.
I love Kamala. I love her petty. Just like Dwayne was talking about. She sat up there and she was like, no. Let me respond about my record. You mentioned my record. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, because they tried to move on. She was like, nope. She's like, nah. I don't need to respond. Because if I don't, then that's what we talking about.
There's that man again.
They go that
man dog.
So we appreciate you guys rocking with us.
We never did answer Ethan's question though.
That's a beautiful come up story. Yeah.
Facts, actually.
Let's see what you don't know. Let's see. Distressful. We said police with menacing, distressful eyes. Right. So
if you're a cop and you scared, don't be a cop.
Right.
Look.
Appreciate you.
If you popo, if you 12, if you one time, if you pig, if you police, if you're any of that, if you scared, put your badge down.
Yeah, don't do
and this is coming from the mouth of somebody who's wore the badge and did the same thing. Right. Ain't no room for punks in policing.
No.
If you're gonna hurt some, look, in the streets, scared people kill people. In policing, scared people kill people. Every person that I know, well, not every, a lot of people that I know that shot and killed people and they're doing time for it now were the scaredest dudes on the block. They pull a pistol out because they scared of catching that fade.
Right.
They scared of catching them hands, so they pull a pistol out and shoot somebody. So if you a cop and you can't throw hands and you can't, if it's to save your life, hey, I ain't the one to speak about it. If you scared of taking somebody down or they might get the best of you,
right?
Put the badge down, hang it up.
Go
be a fireman. Go be a fireman.
Come on down there with me and sell cars. If you
scared firemen get their brothers killed.
Right.
What? Yeah.
Right.
Go. Don't go sell cars. Get a job working from home.
Right.
No people interaction. Work from home today.
Work from home, yeah.
All right.
Work on the phone.
Rocking with us. You guys make sure you are watching out for the Brothers Who Talk. We got a new episode dropping this week. So definitely check us out.
I'm just gonna say, man, he didn't mention it. Didn't want to add nothing.
Nah, no ad. Ad free.
Hey, we are the ad, man.
Right.
We're an hour-long ad. We advertise ourselves, shawty.
Brother,
Feel me, son? Yeah,
I hear you, son. No doubt done. But check it though. Brothers Talk are back today.
Yes.
Our flyers, we back.
All right. So make sure, if as you can see at the Cash App, we are growing and expanding and doing some awesome things. So make sure you give. We appreciate you. I want to say I dropped the ball. Today's Thursday, and I meant to have Ephraim on, and I sure didn't send the link. He didn't even say nothing. But that's all right.
He didn't say nothing.
See, I threw it back at him. It's his fault.
Now you know what he said. Look, he said, "Good show today, BOL."
Right.
The level of petty in that comment is amazing.
Ephraim, we got you, bro.
Hey, that was a page taken out of Senator Harris playbook.
Right. All right. So we definitely will catch you guys tomorrow, Freestyle Friday.
Sure.
And make sure you hang out with us tomorrow and all next week. What's going on? What you thinking?
Oh, about tomorrow. Who's running Freestyle Friday tomorrow? We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
You guys have a great rest of y'all day, though.
Yes. Thank you. Good night. God bless. So as always, know that Brothers of Legacy loves you, but God loves you more. Take care.